Happy Saturday evening. I hope that you guys are doing great this evening and that you had a very fun and maybe even productive Saturday. And if it wasn't productive, don't sweat it. It's good to get those breaks in. Um, I don't know. I think for me, it was just predominantly spent with family, and it was a good day overall. So I'm happy to report that. So tonight we will continue on our Fool's Journey with the Devil card, which is from the Major Arcana. Now, honestly, if there were, with all the myths that I have kind of alluded to with tarot, I think this card is probably not helped as far as if somebody was to see it, they'll be like, oh, the tarot's the devil, you know. And so this kind of gives me the opportunity to share with you what I have learned about this card and to dismiss that myth and hopefully put many of you at ease about this card, which it is not meant to be a comfortable card. Hi, Mom. Good evening. So hang on a second here. I'm just getting situated. So here it is. Okay. Again, this is not like our other cards. This is literally a figure. He's known as, and I'm going to hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, Baphomet or Baphomet, B as in boy, Aphom as a mouse, Et. And I've written down who generally, so yeah, of course, Satanists look to Satan, but it would be the Knights Templar. They actually came up with this figure. Oh yeah, Mom, we did have a good day, and I'm glad to hear that you guys, let's see here, I hope your day was great. We are doing okay. I'm glad you guys are okay. So I get it. This is just not a fun card as far as like, oh my gosh, it doesn't have those feel good vibes as far as like some of our other cards. But I'm about to dissect some of the what these symbols mean, okay? So this is the Roman numeral for 15, okay? So this is the 15th card in the Major Arcana. And this Baphomet character has bat wings. And when I researched why he has bat wings, it's to be in reference to, say, a bat, which in folklore, there's all these tales about vampires, you know, drinking the blood from people, sucking the life out of them. And because, and for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to simply refer to this guy as Satan instead of Baphomet, because it's like so hard to pronunciate. But you get what I'm saying. It's one and the same. So basically, he's got bat wings, like he's sucking the life out of people. And we're getting into that. There's some truth to that in this picture. He is half man, half goat. And from what I researched, it's to reflect the duality because he's neither male or female. This figure is and I wrote it down and I'm brain farting. It's a hermaphrodite. The word wasn't coming to me. So with him, generally this figure, he's pointing upward and downward, which with this one, he's holding a torch with fire, okay? But then he's kind of referencing above. So again, it's referencing the duality as above, so below. Let's see here. And then, let's see here. So it's not like the pentacles that you see on some of our other cards that we've reviewed. When it is upside down, like this one, that alludes to Satan. If it is an upright star with a circle, that does not. So see, that's another myth, that they're not one and the same. And so when I researched what that symbol means, from the people who do revere this figure, they pride themselves on questioning, and they do not believe that you need a God to do right in the world, just try to be a good human being. So that would be their viewpoints. They're all about equality and questioning things. And again, I'm not promoting Satanism or anything like that. I'm just giving you the info because I'm dealing with a card about the devil. So let's see here. So he has two human beings that are bound in chains. And the thing is, if you look, their chains are loosely around their necks, meaning if they wanted to get out of this situation, they could, but they don't. And so with the female, she has, let me find it here, grapes. So here's our female. She's got grapes, meaning that one of her vices would be material things. She likes to live a luxurious life, and it's compromised her. And then for the male, his tail is on fire, meaning that, okay, so think about what we've talked about, fire, the equivalent of power. So this men are associated with their vices wanting power, and that's the downfall. And they're not happy. And what it is showing is this devil is taking away from them their humanity. So if you look, there's horns coming out of their heads. And like this figure, they are turning more so into, say, this devil figure, to where they're losing themselves due to this attachment. And he is, like, generally, it looks like to me like he's just sitting over them. Very much, he doesn't care about these people. He's looking straight forward. And he very much takes up most of the picture. So again, this card is not meant to be a comfortable card at all. When this comes up, it generally means that we are feeling bound and trapped. So it could be, say, an unhappy marriage. It could be a career where, say, you make good money, you got good benefits, but it makes you miserable. But you feel bound to it and trapped because that's how you're paying your bills and all this good stuff. It could also be reflective of people who are addicted to substances. So it's like alcohol, drugs. It does more or less lead to these attachments. And our fool on his journey, just when, he had met with Temperance and he's learning about how to, strike a balance and how best to move forward after that hangman moment. Now he is meeting this character, which if I was this person, I would be very scared. I would not want to meet this character on any journey down any path. But the reason this character is in tarot is not to promote Satanism. And again, I want to make it very clear, I am not promoting Satanism. I'm not promoting Baphomet. To each their own, but you're not going to get religion from me, But again, so let's see here. I'm going to look at my notes. So these could be internal and external conflicts. So we reviewed a few of the external ones. Some internal ones would be like we had talked about last night with the subconscious, to where we have these negative opinions of ourselves in our minds and we believe it. And we allow these negative thought processes to drag us down and we do not overcome them, meaning that we don't succeed at our goals and things we want to do in life because we're weighing ourselves down in our own head. Kind of like another thing I wrote down, it's like we're our own worst enemy, kind of like that song by Pink from a long time ago. She put out a song about that. Don't Let Me Get Me. That was the name of the song. Basically, that's what that is. You're trying to get outside of your own head, healing from previous traumas. So we carry that hurt with us. So it could be it's eating away at your soul if you haven't forgiven the person who may have wronged you, or taken the time to just experience the pain and work through it instead of compartmentalizing it. That could be this too. Let's see here. What else? I'm going to make sure that I reviewed everything here. And then the torch. So the torch, let's see if this guy has it. And, no, this character does not. But that figure, he generally has a torch, like a flame from the middle of his head, and they call it the torch of knowledge. So, which from a biblical viewpoint, that was Satan's downfall, because he wanted to be on an even level keel with God, and he was jealous of God, and he was apparently one of the most beautiful angels in heaven, and he fell from grace when he tried to outdo God. And then all the angels that were with him went to the depths of hell. So, those who are familiar with the Bible, that's a bit of a play on this devil character. And it could also, other than the other things we've talked about, just feeling an overall lack of fulfillment about things. Again, it's just feeling hopeless, trapped. So like for me, because I've been reading for years, when I get this card in one of my spreads, I really slow down and I ponder, like, okay, what is it that I'm feeling dragged down by? And I generally have a good idea of it, because you guys know I journal. And I think of ways, if I cannot improve my happiness, say for me, it's predominantly with work. Like in nursing, it's hard to find a good job where you're really happy and you feel valued. That's the obstacle. So for me, if it's such a thing towards to mine or my family's detriment, and I can see no way to say address it, because that's how my mind works, I'm already thinking about, okay, how do I move forward? And that would generally be by putting in your notice, looking at finding another job, delving into other things, because this is a horrible way to feel. I wouldn't wish this feeling on anybody from this card. So we're going to go over some other cards as a comparison. So here's one where it's the Crow, and he has like that skull of like a ram with the inverted, the pentacle, or pentagram rather. And there is red and tones of gray and black, and he's got this poor little bird chained to him. So instead of human beings in this picture, it's a bird. And then around him, there appears to be just red, brown, and black, smoky type environments in the sky, very bleak, desolate. There is no growth and abundance. There's no vegetation in the card. He is looking at us like straight on. And so, yeah, so when this comes up, it definitely means that there's an issue that we're having to look and gain insight from. And when we do readings for other people, that's certainly something to put them at ease by, because when they get this card, it's got the worst association to it. So I immediately tell people, hey, I know this looks scary, but I promise you, it's not like the devil. Like, this is about attachments and feeling bound to things. Now, so evil can be tempting, which is why Eve took a bite out of the fruit, and it led to humanity's downfall. So with this artist, what she did is she drew a very good-looking devil. So with this guy, he's got the long black hair. He's got these intense blue eyes. He's got a hand out, but look at this. So with his hand, there's like a human. So it's like he's controlling the strings of this puppet. And so again, it's what someone's feeling attached to. And it just shows how tempting it is to maintain the same types of things, whether it be internal or external, that we feel bound to, because it may feel good. It might make us feel good. It might be a way to block out pain. When people abuse, say, alcohol and drugs, generally they're not happy. They're blocking out pain. That's a way they temporarily numb it. And it is there's a genetic link to addiction, and it's very much a physical and mental thing. It's a huge hurdle. That's why it's so common in general, especially in America. So yeah, so this means that we're having to work something out. I love the next card I'm about to show you because I like it actually better than, say, the card that I very first showed you from the Rider-Waite Smith. And it shows a guy, which he is an angel, and it's his heart. It's like there's this matter that's just tearing away at his heart, and he's bound to the ground. He can't fly back to the heavens. And it's such a big hill, like you can tell the cracks are in the ground. He's trying so hard to get out of there and break away, but he's bound so tightly. So that's another thing to point out with this card. This is not a quick fix, one and done. Someone has to put in considerable effort to address this issue, to literally get out of the chains that this guy has these humans in, even though, again, these are loose chains. If they wanted out of them, they could, but they don't want to give up the very reason that they're bound. But usually it involves having to address the issue, or there has to be some action taken, or else this person continues to feel bound. And that does hinder the journey. Like, until that happens, say our fool, for example, in our story, that person cannot advance on their journey being bound to the devil, you know? And then with this card, it looks like we've got two kittens, and one has a devil mask, and it looks like a female, and it's trying to spook the other one. But around it, see, it's not an accurate depiction of this card because it's meant to make people uncomfortable. It's not meant to be a comfortable card whatsoever. And so here in this picture, we have vegetation, flowers, what else? We've got bees. So to me, it does this card a disservice because it's not truly reflective of how horrifying or how hopeless it truly feels to be in that state. So I realize that I just kind of gave you guys a lot of info about this. If you have any questions, just kind of like let me know, because I know this is one of the ones, this is the card with a lot of stigma around it. So I don't expect the simple go live to totally get away, put you at ease with this card, because none of us ever feel at ease with the devil card. However, I am open to questions if you have any. If I have an answer, I'll let you know. And if I don't, I'll see if I can research it. And then actually not tomorrow, Sunday. So I'll come on here and I'll do my go lives at 8 to do our weekly readings with Tarot and Oracle. And then on Monday, we'll pick up with the Major Arcana, and we will learn about the Tower, which is the next card. That would be the 16th card in the Major Arcana. So guys, we're making progression. We're almost to the very end of the Major Arcana, and I'm really excited by that because then we can delve into the different suits and learn about those. So Mom, I see you're still hanging out. You know I love you, and I love Belle, and I hope you guys have a good evening and get you some sleep. And I'll see you guys on here tomorrow. Good night.